Let's go. Hi, friends. Oh my gosh, so many of you are already here. I love that. First of all, I don't know if Lace is on here. I hope she's just taking the day off and she's not on here. But if she is, it's her birthday. Lace, we love you so much. I don't even know if you're on here. I hope you're not. I really, really hope you're not, actually. Put this in Telegram. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was over the weekend, so hopefully you were spending time with your families and had a great Mother's Day and didn't see this whatsoever. But there's a girl. Her name is Michaela, and she is under MFL. MFL just flipped 2 national vice presidents. 2. Why am I going blank? Oh my gosh. What is her name? What's her name? Surya, Amy. Yes, yeah, Amy Griffin. Sorry, I just went so blank. So she's flipped 2 national vice presidents. Amy, I always want to call her Emily. Amy and one other girl that I'm not super familiar with. What was so cool about this to me is this girl, Michaela, I shared this in Telegram over the weekend. You guys, she has 2,000 followers, 2,273 to be exact. Her name is Michaela. I can't pronounce her last name, but I will reshare it in Telegram if you didn't see it. For one of the number one things that I hear is, can I even grow a business if I don't have a big following? And I just constantly tell people to be totally transparent. We've had people that have joined this business. They're not active in it anymore, but they've joined this business with hundreds of thousands of followers and are unable to move product. And there's people that have joined this business with hundreds of followers and have been able to move more product than the people with the big accounts. We need people to be so less focused on the number of people that are following them. Oh, there's our birthday girl. Hi. Less concerned with the number of people that are following you and more concerned with how engaged with the people that you do have in front of you. 100 people standing in front of you listening is a really big deal. 1,000 people is a really big deal. I had a girl message me earlier and I did this whole reel of basically just sharing, super candidly sharing my heart about the business and what it demands of us really to be able to run a full-blown business and why people shouldn't and all this. And I had a girl message me, sweet as can be, but she's like, yeah, I really need to get back in it. I'm about to move apartments and I'm finished a degree soon and I just got a lot going on, but it's the next thing on my list. And I was like, yeah, to be totally honest, there will always be another thing because that is life. That life doesn't slow down. It's not like a yellow light. It's not like you pull your car up and you're like, okay, I'm gonna make a turn. I'm gonna slow down so I have enough time for any cars to go by before I make that turn. Life isn't like that. Life is we aren't slowing down. So if you want to get on the roller coaster, you better throw it on, buckle in, and add it to the rotation because it's not ever gonna slow down. Steph says this a lot, and she always says to never fall in love with potential. It's the same thing in business. Never fall in love with someday, the idea of doing it. I love the lifestyle Arbonne offers you, and I want that lifestyle, so I'm gonna go for it. But as soon as I get settled in this apartment, I'm gonna kick it off. This might come off a little bit harsh. You will never, ever, ever, ever be able to convince me that the reason you're not doing Arbonne is because of time. There might be a lot of reasons. There are reasons that you're not full force into Arbonne. Time, I will never accept it. I will never accept it. There are people busier than you with less access to things, less access to help, whatever it is, that are doing more than you. The only reason you would ever think you don't have the time to do Arbonne is because you are over dramatizing what it takes to do Arbonne. You cannot convince me that you do not have time to hop on your stories for 90 to 120 seconds a day and share about a product that you're telling your leader, the person you signed up with, that you want to grow a full-blown business out of. You would never be able to convince me. All I would say to you is honestly, don't feel bad about it. I genuinely don't feel bad about it. But what I want from this business and what you want from this business are very different things because This is a non-negotiable for me. This is very much a negotiable for you, and that's okay, but just be so crystal clear and honestly so honest with yourself. So if you had to ask yourself, why am I not pursuing my Arbonne business harder? Why am I not growing more than I am? Why am I not showing up differently? Why am I not staying consistent and staying disciplined? Why am I not getting on the Monday calls? You can list anything except I don't have the time, and then take a really close look at that list. And then, did someone want to say something, or was that an accident? Okay. Whatever is left on that list outside of I don't have time, really dive into those. See where you can make changes. See where you can uncover some blocks. See if it's honestly less about not having time and more about not having confidence. Like, there's a lot of reasons that Arbonne might not be thriving for you right now. One, it doesn't mean it's not going to whenever you figure out why it's not right now. Two, time is not allowed to be on the list. I feel very, very sure about that. Anyways, I'm going to share this girl, Michaela's profile in Telegram again. I think it's very inspiring. We hear all the time, she's doing well because she has a big following. We hear this all the time. And I love proving theory wrong. And so I really want y'all to go see this girl, see what she's doing, how she's operating. If you were to look at her page, I mean, I can look at her page right now. I have a screenshot of it in my notes where my notes are today. I know immediately she's pursuing Arbonne. And it's just a screenshot. I'm not even like diving in one reel. I can see just right when I go to her page, I can see in her bio and I can see on her pictures that she's immediately pursuing Arbonne. If you're serious about your business, then these are things that you should be like analyzing a little bit. Okay. Next one, I'll post her Telegram. Your work ethic should have absolutely nothing to do with your leader or the person that you signed up under. Those are the people that hardcore pursue their business in spite of who they signed up with, no matter if they're amazing, no matter if they're not really doing anything. Those are the people that really want it. To be honest, I signed up with Brooklyn and Caitlin because I love their aesthetic. I think they have great hearts. Specifically, I signed up with Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn has a heart of gold, and I am such a high energy, bam, 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 bam. I am pretty intense in business because I have a lot of expectations out of life. And the reality is I am not blind to the fact that the expectations I want out of life demand a thriving business. So mama's got to get to work on the thriving business if I want these expectations. I am so go, and Brooklyn feels really peaceful to me. And I often find myself attaching myself to really peaceful people because I'm like the polar opposite. Not that I'm not peaceful, I'm the polar opposite of like calm and collective. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna make this happen kind of situation. And so, however, if Brooklyn were to quit a month after I signed up, I'm telling you right now, I would still be national vice president. And there are a lot of people that say I get these messages all the time. Girls and women that want to switch to our team because they're like, I know that if I had leadership like you, I would thrive. Do I think it would help? 1000%. I think what we have here is really special. I think our systems are really simple. They're really organized. They're really strategic. Me and Steph are very, very mindful of not adding stuff in that does not offer value. We don't need accolades of another thing we have, another brochure, another link, another call, another, page. We don't need any of that. I want to get a pat on the back because we have such simple systems and thriving businesses. Like that feels really exciting to me. But if Brooklyn had quit a month in this business, I would 1000% still be MVP because I was going to go in spite of anybody. And for you, I think it's a really important quality to have because you don't have any control over the consistency of other people. It's also something to be really mindful of when you attach yourself to like sideline sisters, what we call them, whether that's on our team or not on our team. I highly encourage this. I think those relationships are so important. We have those with other girls on other teams. Sorry, hang on one second. We have those also, and I think they're really, really valuable, but it needs to be a relationship where it's let me have it all in front of me and let me take the things that I think are gonna grow me and not get sucked into the things that I think are gonna kind of slow me down. That takes a lot of self-discipline and also just knowing who you are. Like You should be so crystal clear on who you are. Steph and Lace kind of joke about this sometimes because early in our business, when we were like just launching, we used to FaceTime for hours every single night. And like clockwork, every single night I'd be like, nope, 8:30, I'm going to bed. Night, I love you. And they would be like, okay. They would hang out on the phone for like 4 more hours. These girls be staying up to 1:30. I truly, to the light, I don't understand how people do this, but they do. And then they're up bright and early, just like me. Like we all get up and hit the grind, but somehow they're staying up way later than me. And I would never feel like, oh, I need to stay on here, even though that's what I don't want to do. I'd just be like, no, I'm out. I'm going to go. And like, I think that's so important to do in your business. Look at people that are killing it and be like, oh, I love that she's doing that. I'm going to implement that. But this, she's actually not super consistent. I'm not going to attach to that part of it, kind of thing. Just, it's such a wise thing to do in your business. Learn what you need to do for the next step of leadership now. You don't want to be running for area manager, figuring out how you need to lead and what systems you need in place at area manager. You should have done that at district manager. When you're a district manager, you should already be thinking the type of leader and person you need to be that runs and embodies an area manager team. Jill, as an RVP, I know this girl so much that without a shadow of a doubt, she is regional vice president, paid as this month for the first time, without a shadow of a doubt. She is so far past RVP mindset. She is well on to what do I need to do differently for the NVP team? Like 1,000% I know that. And that is honestly what it takes. Like day one party of me, like I didn't know what it took to be an NVP leader. I learned along the way, but I will tell you, I knew I needed to tighten it up a little bit to be a district manager leader, to run that little baby team, and then on to area manager, which is a little bit bigger, and then RVP, which is you're getting pretty substantial. You're running leadership now, and then NVP. You need, not only do you need leadership skills, you need organization, you need consistency and discipline, and people need to count on you. They need to trust that when they reach out to you with a problem, you are going to be there to help them. That is where you need to be as an NVP. But you don't need to worry about that at district manager. Stop overwhelming yourself with needing to figure out how you're going to run a team 2 promotions down the line. And also, don't get too comfortable where you're like, all I need to know is how to run my district manager team. If you're currently a district manager, you should already be attaining skills that are going to run an area manager team. Always be one step ahead. I forget like the exact way to say it, but it's basically like you only need to be 1% better than someone to be able to teach them something. It's the same thing in business. But you do need to be a step ahead. Like you can't run a team if you and your whole team are on the same page, right? They're looking to you. Hey, we trusted you. You sold us the dream. Now show us how we're doing it. Like lead us the way, Repetition beats luck every day of the week. I said this on the last call, and I'll probably say it a bunch more times because I really like it. But your audience, your consumer, they should not know if you're having the most amazing, successful month you've ever had, or if you're having a really, really slow month. They should not know that. And I don't mean in the aspect of never be vulnerable. I don't mean it in that way. I mean, they shouldn't know it based on how consistent you're being this month. They shouldn't know it based on how enthusiastic you are about sharing about the business this month. And that is a learned skill. That is hard. And honestly, I learned a lot of that in marriage because sometimes your husband, he'd been making you mad. And then my kids walk in and I just need to be like, yeah, we're good, everything's fine. Like there is always a time and a place. If you ever feel like you're struggling in your business, I'm promising you going to the internet about that is probably not the place to do it. Going to someone that you trust, your sponsor, your upline, a sideline, a friend, and just be like, okay, brainstorm this with me. What can I be doing different? What can I be changing? What can I be ebbing and flowing? And also just knowing, guys, just being really wise and knowing that's just part of business. There are going to be high months. There are going to be low months. Like you need to be looking so far ahead that you're like, I am so aware that this is going to be just a tiny little dot on my radar. This is not this slow month or this low enrollment month or this astronomical through the roof month even. this isn't the entirety. This isn't the zoomed out version of my business. This is just a small little part of my business. And we're gonna either celebrate it big like we did last month. It was our second biggest month we've ever had. We are gonna celebrate it big and we're gonna make a huge fun deal out of it. Or if it's the opposite, we had a really slow month, we're gonna acknowledge it. We're gonna let our bodies feel how that makes us feel. That feels like crap. I feel like I showed up consistently all month and I didn't bring on the amount of clients I wanted to. That feels kind of crappy. I'm gonna let myself feel that. And then you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get right back to work. Like that is so healthy. That is so healthy to just be like, I'm gonna let myself feel like junk about this right now, but also we're gonna keep on. We're gonna keep on keeping on because I believe in what we're doing and I also believe in me. The reason people tell you not to overconsume social media is because silence produces answers strangers can't help you with. I just want to say that again. The reason people tell you not to overconsume social media, consume it, it's our job. However, silence offers you answers strangers on social media cannot. Oftentimes, I think social media is an amazing tool that we have access to that just one generation back, I was so close to the cutoff, you guys, not even funny. One generation back, they did not have access to build and live lives like we do. And we have access to it. And I will be taking full advantage of that. However, overconsumption of anything, just like when all your kids are loud and you're like, I am so overstimulated right now. I literally cannot think a thought because there are 5 kids in front of me, my dog's barking, my husband's grinding the coffee on the Breville. Like there's just the TV's on, like there's just so much going on. Social media is the same way. If you feel like you're lacking clarity in something, silence the noise so the clarity can come to you. The clarity has no way to reach you. The answer has no way to reach you if there's no hallway that's quiet. You can't even think a thought, and that's social media. If you feel like you're lacking clarity in your business, whether that's like, okay, I feel like I'm watching Steph's content, I'm watching Lacey's content, I'm watching Casey's content. We all share something similar, but generally all 3 of us kind of share pretty differently. And you're like, this worked for Steph, I'm gonna do this. Wait, no, Casey did this works really well for her. Wait, I love how authentic Lacey is. She doesn't care what anybody thinks. I really love that too. That is when you need to be like, pause. Like, what's gonna work for me? That's the quieting the noise and the answers in the silence situation that I'm talking about. Okay, this is just an easy tip, but how you start your morning is absolutely gonna shape the rest of your day. We know this all together. You start your morning, y'all see, I actually share this all the time. If I wake up and there's sunshine outside, I'm like, it's gonna be a great day. I know this already. It's gonna be a great day. There's literally like sunshine and blue skies outside my window right here. It's going to be a great day. If I wake up and it's raining, I'm like, it's questionable. I'm gonna make it a great day, but it is questionable how it's actually gonna be. It's the same thing, you guys. If you wake up and you mosey about, you don't like get up, you don't get dressed, you stay in your pajamas till 10 o'clock, like, all I can think, honestly, all I can really think is I don't know many bangers, CEOs, women in business that are staying in pajamas till 10 a.m., that they don't take care of themselves, they don't prioritize their mental health or their peace in their business, they aren't productive, they aren't consistent. Like, those are all qualities of very successful women that I follow, that I know, even though I don't know. I would assume they all have like pretty similar qualities. We hear this will be the last thing and then I'm gonna move it on to Steph, but we hear this a lot that, let me think of how it's said. Basically, it's like, you don't think of what you need next, you think of who you need to be to get the next thing. I don't know that there's a more true statement, because just kind of like I was talking about with the CEOs, if I wanna be someone that runs a really large, successful business, which I already am very, very, very blessed to be able to do, but it's going to be bigger. I'm going to make sure it's bigger. I am going to make sure it's bigger. It's not like I'm going to sit around and be like, oh, I hope somebody finds me. I'm going to create such captivating content. I'm going to expand. I'm going to learn YouTube. I'm going to go on multiple platforms. I'm going to expand Pinterest. Like, I'm going to make it happen. It's not going to happen to me. It's not going to fall in my lap. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to be so good at what I do and possess the qualities that the leader that is going to be 2 wide and 3 wide and 4 wide needs, the people that are growing that big are so like so locked in on professionalism. They're so locked in on time blocking and strategy. Like, you don't grow that big on accident. I want to look at like I was talking to Steph this morning about Carly Pynchon. She's someone that's like super inspiring me right now. I look at her, I'm like, okay, what are qualities that she has? I think I do a great job. I don't think I do a perfect job. I'm like, what qualities does she have that I don't have? She is about to flip her fifth national vice president with 2,000 followers, closing national vice president this month, 2,000 followers. I don't think she's better than me, but she's doing things different than me. And I always want to be humble enough to listen, to keep my eyes open, watch, and learn something. Like, if I ever lose that quality, I've lost so much as a leader, so much for you guys, and I never, ever want to be that.